Kia ora, he te whānau. Ki te whakarongo mai koutou ki Arrow FM, your community access radio station. This is Ram. I just got a few things to tell you about what's happening over the next week. Lots of it you know anyway, but, good to have a reminder because sometimes I say, hey, don't forget the farmer's market, and you go, oh, that's right, I was going to go because I needed to get those pickled gherkins or whatever. So, yeah, the farmer's markets are on. Wairarapa Farmer's Market, the one in Masterton, is on every Saturday, 9 until 1. It's at the Solway Showgrounds, so go along Judd's Road. And there's just lots of fresh local produce and often events and music, and you can buy a coffee and it's really good. The farmers market in Carterton is on Sundays, 9 o'clock. Same sort of thing, small locally run weekly market in the heart of town. The Greytown Country Market is on Sunday at 10 o'clock at Stella Bull Park, Main Street, Greytown. Again, what can I say? These markets are fabulous, and the more you can buy locally, the better, because then you're not leaving a massive carbon footprint when things get dragged all over the world, just so you can have that little thing that you feel you really need. Well, these are lots of little and big things that are beautifully made for you, local, and therefore a better thing to do for the environment. Right, the Vagabond Veggie Market stall is also at the Greytown Market every third Sunday of the month. It's on, it's on at the Greytown Market, so not this week, but it's still in front of Mrs. Blackwell's Village Bookshop every Sunday morning. Right, there's another one that I hadn't heard of, the Martinborough Community Market and Community Tea Room, obviously in Martinborough, at the Martinborough Town Hall, which is on Texas Street, Martinborough. This is on Saturday and Sunday. A community market for everyone. Crafts, clothes, jewellery, candles, second-hand treasures, linen, and even more. Oh yes, even more. Community tea room, teas, coffees, sandwiches, cakes. So go along to the Martinborough Town Hall, check it out, buy for others, buy gifts, buy for yourself, give yourself a treat. While we're still on, eating and stuff, don't forget the Thursday night food trucks are on outside the Masterton Town Hall every Thursday. Perry Street, Marston, where the town hall is, So, yeah, trucks, food, from 4 till 7 every Thursday. Let's have a little bit of music, and then I'll tell you a bit more of things that are happening. I've got a few things that are happening out Dannevirke way that may seem a long way north to you, but it's still part of the Wairarapa. All right, so here's something. This is Thunderclap Newman, one of those one-hit wonders. They did other songs too, and they were a very interesting band, and they had people in it who went on, I think, the guitarist went on to be in Wings and various other things. Anyway, Thunderclap Newman with that fabulous song, Something in the Air.
Because there's something in the
As Thunderclap Newman, Something in the Air. Fairly basic kind of song, but it hit the right kind of feeling at the time, because I guess the youth of the time, and I was one of them, felt that there was something in the air and that things were going to change. And things did change for a while. Not all of it, the perfect dream kind of revolution, because many would say now, I think you'd have to agree with them, that it was a bit of a revolution for the lads. And it took some time before women's rights were considered. But nonetheless, it was a time, you got to start somewhere. And it was a time when we all hoped that things would change and that we wouldn't become capitalist lackeys working for the man. And, very few of us imagined an era such as ours, dominated by Trumpism, extreme right-wing trickle-down politics. It's all a bit of a disappointment, really. However, there are good people out there doing their best to make things change. So, watch this space. Hey, speaking of doing good things, there's a Support for Ukraine film screening in Pahiatua. Well, good on them. The film is called Overcoming Fear. It's a fundraiser to support Ukrainian families who have fled to Kamirz-Dolny, which is Pahiatua's twin town in Poland, because that area around Pahiatua was settled by many Polish refugees quite a long while ago. So there's a strong Polish community out there. And anyway, all of us feel for the people of Ukraine. This is a fundraiser to support those Ukrainian families who fled to that sister city of Pahiatua. Overcoming Fate. Oh, it says Overcoming Fate, whereas up further it says Overcoming Fear. One of them will be right. It tells the story of the Polish World War II deportees to Siberia and Kazakhstan. Many remained here and came to be known as the Polish Pahiatua children. Screening in Pahiatua on the 4th and 5th of June, so that's Saturday and Sunday, at 11 a.m. both times. So you can phone the eyesight, 0800 827 278, 0800 827 278 for purchasing tickets. They can be purchased by phone with Visa, debit or credit card, no booking fee. Support for Ukraine. Do it, people. If you're out there in Pahiatua, well worth it. And good on you, whoever organised that. Sticking up north, with Dannevirke, we have the Dannevirke Library Poetry Group. Yep. The library, as you know, you Dannevirkians, is at 1 Station Street on Dannevirke. And on Tuesday, from 10:30 till 11:45, they've got the Dannevirke Library Poetry Group. From seasoned poets to total newbies to the simply a bit curious. All are welcome to discover the magic and excitement of poetry. Get involved in the poetry community and discover New Zealand poets, share poems and explore and experience what poetry is about. Each meeting has a theme, so the one in June is change. Change. Have a think about that. You might like to knock out a poem. If you want to think ahead to July, the theme is war poetry. Right. So masks are required because it's still traffic light level orange. We don't know when that's going to change, so best to stay safe. We're at level orange, so masks are mandatory in public facilities and lots of other places. Refreshments are provided. The Dannevirke Library Poetry Group, Tuesday 10:30 to 11:45. Here's a great one. Down in Greytown, Hints for a New Writer with Joy Cowley. This is on Wednesday also, 11 till 12 at the Greytown Town Centre, which also incorporates the library. Joy Cowley, our very own world-famous children's writer, discusses with Dan Keane from Wairarapa Library Services the highs and lows of being an author and offers some tips for aspiring writers. After all, not everyone's first book is a bestseller, or any book. Some writers, including Joy, receive multiple rejections before they get their work published. So often the case, you hear, I think J.K. Rowling, she had heaps of stuff rejected from various publishers. And, of course, the Beatles were turned down by a number of record labels who have been kicking themselves ever since. So come and hear Joy, New Zealand's world-famous children's book writer, talk with Dan Keane, the Bringing Reading to Life champion from the Wairarapa Library Services, about the highs and lows of being a writer and some tips to be aware of as you start on your writing journey. Joy will supply notes at the end of the session for you to take home. That's good, eh? All right, hurtling back north again to Dannevirke, the Tirama Illuminate Light Trail is on. Well, it will be on from Wednesday until Friday, 6 p.m. till 9. It's named Tirama, which means to bring light or to illuminate. It'll light up the popular kiddies play park zone for 3 nights. Visitors enter the domain through Te Wahoro Ngā Whetū o Matariki, the Matariki Star Gateway, and follow a series of luminous stones, a traditional practice used by Ngāti Pahauera to guide them at night, following the reflective glow of the Opunga stone in moonlight. This sounds... I might go to Dannevirke. This is great. The trail leads to light displays, some interactive and playful as you learn about Matariki. Over 3 nights, they welcome the public to write a name and message for someone they lost during the year or a wish of hope for the future. Mount your message on a waka lantern provided to float in the domain fountain. The event will culminate in a spectacular fireworks display on Friday the 10th of June at 9 p.m. Yoo-hoo. Dress warm in layered clothing with comfortable runners. Yeah, okay. That sounds like a great thing to do. So don't forget, it is we're celebrating Matariki, and it's great that our government has decided it's about time that was marked with a national holiday. Good on you. Now, don't forget at Haukainga, there's the Kotahi Aroha exhibition, which is the history of reggae in New Zealand. Don't forget the things on at Aratoi. I think Karen Maddox's exhibition is still going. Lots of stuff. But let's have another song, shall we? What about some Ricky Lee Jones? Night Train. This is for all those, as we head into winter. I used to commute to Wellington, and I always felt like I went on the train in the dark and I came home in the dark. So this is the Night Train for you lot. All right. Isn't Ricky Lee Jones fabulous? I don't think the night train experience that Ricky Lee Jones was evoking there is all that analogous to the commuter train out of Masterton, but yeah, fairly thin kind of connection there, but great excuse to play a great song. Now, before I go, I should mention that Wairarapa Spinners and Weavers Guild are having their pop-up shop. You know, I mentioned some time ago that they were unable to get the shop that they thought they were going to get, so they had to put it off. Well, they've now been in their shop since Tuesday, and they're going until Saturday the 18th of June. So they're next to Milady. You know Milady, opposite the Masterton District Council offices? So that's where they're, on the Queen Street, on the main street, next to Milady, as I said. So that's where they are, their annual pop-up shop. Now, I always go in there, and I've ended up with some nice woolies. And it's a great shop because you can watch people spinning as you browse the fabulous things that are for sale there. So it's open Monday to Friday, 9 till 5, and on Saturdays, 9:30 till 1. So, yeah. The Wairarapa Spinners and Weavers Guild, Buy Your Winter Woolies annual pop-up shop. Going now. Pop in. Next to Milady, opposite the Masterton District Council offices. So that's it from me. It's been a pleasure being here, but it's going to be a pleasure having a cup of coffee too. So I'm off to do that. I've also got a job to do. I'll be doing some work, but I'll be having a coffee first. All right, see you around.